394.
Ayo on 0706 840-7359.
Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
It is time for you to move forward. There is a reason for which God put you where you are. You need to find it so that you can live a life of impact.
It's something new on Wells Radio 89.3 FM Ibadan.
Today is your day of freedom. Today is your day of deliverance.
It's Moving Forward with Pastor Sarah, a 15-minute teaching of God's Word by Pastor Sarah Omaku, Senior Pastor of Family Worship Center. The world is filled with bad news, fear, and anxiety. But God's timeless word brings good news of hope and victory.
If God says you can, you can. If God says you can move, you can move. If God says you will make it, you will make it. Nobody can stop you.
Join Pastor Sarah Omaku on Wells Radio 89.3 FM Ibadan and learn how to win in life using God's word every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Moving Forward with Pastor Sarah on the station. Don't miss it.
Na ọ bụ gịnị na-akpọtụ
nwanne biko were ọsọ were ije bịa nụrụ ihe m na-anụ n'oge ụwa ndị Igbo nke na-efete gị ntị ugbu a site na Wells Radio 89.3 FM kwa Tuesday ọbụla ọkụ elekere 3 nke ehihie wee ruo elekere 4.
Chukwuemeka Munachiso na-ahazi okwu n'oge ụwa ndị Igbo Suba Igbo bilie Igbo elu.
Oh yeah, if you like sports wella, make I reason you Sports Assembly on Top World Radio 89.3 FM. You won't hear latest gist, analysis will get vibration.
Firmino excellent, Scott Mark, everybody. Lisandro
He
Martinez
don't drill them for that final.
Lisandro Martinez no play like saying just the
All transfer rumors.
That one they play 2-1. The last victory be for Xavi before he carry load Comota for Barcelona.
Okay now, Monday to Friday 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We go run una auto for sports matter, football, basketball, tennis, and even our local sports. If na EPL, E-Day, Italian Serie A, E-Day, Spanish La Liga, E-Day, MPFL, no dull yourself. Even predictions where they enter, that one save day. Sports Assembly on World Radio 89.3 FM. Sports lovers, no shaking. Meet Sam Adeliri, una one and only Sadeliri, and the Sports IQ on Top Sports Assembly on World Radio 89.3 FM, where sports matter, they share.
tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ polówó ọjà yín lórí rédíò tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ máa ta wàràwàrà bọ́ mẹ́ta ṣe ń tà West Radio ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀ o àfẹ̀tiwa gbé tiyín lárugẹ owó ò ga jára lọ o come for your jingle and advertisement at West Radio 89.3 FM gbogbo lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ àti lájọ̀lájọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá àti kéékèèké ẹ̀yin ilé ìjọsìn pátápátá ẹ máa bọ̀ ẹ wá gbé wò ẹ jẹ́ wò ẹ jọ́ wò ẹ tọ́ wò jọ́ gbà ọ̀gá ni mástà. kí lẹ tún dúró ṣe náà. ẹ má ṣe tàbí ṣùgbọ́n o. ẹ máa bọ̀ wá sílé iṣẹ́ wa. gbàǹgbà la wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì. ilé funfun pẹ̀lú àwọ̀ búlù. West Broadcasting House ní Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn Ọ̀yọ́ State Nàìjíríà. ẹ̀lú 07066165053 tàbí 08035093394 West Radio 89.3 FM ọlọ́run gbọ́ gbogbo ń tẹ́ fẹ́ ojú kan ló wà.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
right, studio time check says it's 34 minutes past 6 a.m. Today's the 21st day in October 2025. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio station in the whole of Oyo State. We welcome you this wonderful morning. It's 34 minutes past 6 a.m. and you know what time it is. It's time for Perspectives Unlimited. If you're just joining us this morning, welcome. If you're joining us for the first time this morning, you're welcome. We're happy to have you. Wells Radio is located along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. We're at the white building with the blue accents, Wells Broadcasting House. You see it right there, Wells Radio is 9.3 FM, Konga Bomagbe. That's our building. You can come in to do business with us. We strongly advise that you come in to do business with us. You know why? Because being the number one family radio in the whole of your state, families listen to Wells Radio, and you can be sure that whatever your product is, whatever your target audience is, you have it right here on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. All right. Also, I'd like you to follow us on all our social media platforms. Find us on Facebook. We have a special fan page curated for our fans on Facebook. It's Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Okay, so please go and follow our page, like our page, share our post, and also comment. We want to interact with you, on our social media. You can also find us on Instagram, X, TikTok at Wells Radio 893. Now, you know what makes this even more interesting is the fact that you can listen to Wells Radio 89.3 FM on the go. You can either listen via our website, www.wellsradio893.com, or you can listen via several other radio directories like radiogarden.com, onlineradiobox.net, and so on and so forth. And right now, you can actually watch us live on Facebook. We're live on Facebook at the moment at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. So go on to Facebook right now, just so I can know that you're watching. Click on the like button and comment. Say, good morning, Wells Radio, I am watching. I'll be looking out for your comments and I'll give you a shout out on the show. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola, and this morning it's Perspectives Unlimited, where we're taking a look at headlines making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. We're starting with the Punch newspaper front page. Now, the headlines are going to be very, very similar this morning. The lead headline, this one on the front page of the Punch, says, Free Nnamdi Kanu, protest wave hits Abuja, paralyzes southeast states. Abuja protesters tear-gassed, Villa fortified, federal workers barred, southeast locked down. That story is on page 2. The major story for today on the Punch newspaper. In picture stories, you can see pro-Nnamdi Kanu and pro-government protesters during the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest march in Abuja, which caused gridlock in several parts of the capital city on Monday. You can see people, protesting to have Nnamdi Kanu freed, but you can also, at the same time, seeing government protesters as well who are protesting on the other, side, protesting on the side of the government. More headlines. National Assembly mourns army commander. Soldiers killed by Borno terrorists. That's on page 3. Arraignment of Obi of Lagos. Others stalled. That's on page 4. More headlines. Labour gives federal government 4 weeks to end varsity crisis. That's on page 2. And we also see this headline here that says ADC warns against political witch hunts in coup probe. That story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the lead headline says NLC, other varsity unions give federal government 4 weeks to resolve ASU crisis. ASU, SANU, NASU, NAT, ASUP, COASU form alliance, say no trade union will attend meetings with government officials who lack necessary mandate. That story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. More headlines. Crack in ADC as party suspends South Vice Chairman. That's on page 16. Relief as price of cooking gas drops to 1,200 naira per kg. That's on page 3. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Security operatives fire tear gas, disperse protesters in Abuja. Schools, markets, shops, banks shut in Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Imo. Court activities paralyzed. Hearing in police suit against protesters affected. place in show of force in Lagos. APC blames opposition leaders over protest. That story is on page 4. More headlines. Nigeria now has 301 universities as NUC approves new university for Imo State. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Stop ongoing process of amendments to 1999 Constitution. Oduekun tells NAS, says Nigeria needs transition period till 2031 for referendum on new constitution. That's on page 15. And finally, alleged forgery. PDP dismisses Anyawu's claim, welcomes investigation by the DSS and police, insists National Secretary signed letters, attended meetings. PDP crisis, a family affair, says Adeleke. That's on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And on the front page of the Daily Trust, Nnamdi Kanu protest disrupts Abuja. That's, their main story as well. But more headlines. Court orders marriage between TikTokers over indecent video. Okay, we'll take that as well. Nigeria imports 953 billion naira worth of sugar in 1 year. Also, Aviation Union declares strike. That's on page 27 of the Daily Trust. Road crashes kill 3,433 persons in 9 months. That's on the FRSA. These and many more are the headlines we're going to be talking about on Perspectives Unlimited this morning. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. And of course, I have with me our analyst on the show this morning, Mr. Chukwuma Kamunachi. So good morning to you.
Good morning, Bola.
How do you do?
I'm always fine.
Always fine.
Always fine.
We always start with that every day. Make sure you're fine.
Yes.
Don't over stress. Don't over, just seize the day as it comes.
Yes. Set a purpose to your day. And relax. Don't because at the end of the day, you can't change anything except God helps you.
Exactly.
You understand? Commit your day into the hand of God, and you let Him go ahead of you and make all crooked places to be straight. But make sure that you are in alignment with His will. Yes, because you can't be planning evil, and I want God to help you.
I want God to make your crooked way straight. So there you have it this morning. Okay, make sure that all of the things that you think in your heart are pure. And, then just commit everything to God's hands and you'll be fine, honestly. All right, let's take a look at headlines this morning. The major headline this morning is the protest of yesterday. I did watch on social media, on television, for a great part of the day. And so what happened was that there were coordinated protests, which the convener, let me put it that way, the convener, Omoyele Sowore, had been, talking about since last week. And the police apparently dragged him to court. Well, went to court to get an order to stop
the protest.
And, Sowore says, I wasn't served any papers from the court. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not social media that's going to serve me the papers. So as far as I'm concerned, this protest is going to go ahead. He says they had beaten to the police to provide them with security.
Yeah.
And so the police then no, let's not get this wrong. The police didn't go to court to say they shouldn't do the protest, but said they shouldn't go to certain places like the villa and some other places. And Sowore had said on social media that, well, we don't care. We're still going to go to those places. Now, yesterday, we did watch on TV and on social media. We saw that there was a strong show of force from the Nigerian police. These areas that they said protesters shouldn't get to were heavily barricaded. So people couldn't even get to those areas.
Even the staff?
Even, members of staff couldn't, even just regular motorists and residents couldn't move to those areas. Now, I watched as, they were moving on and shouting freedom from Nnamdi Kanu. And then they saw the police. I guess they felt that they already instinctively felt that they were going to be tear gassed. And I saw the protesters say, we're not your enemies. Don't tear gas us. Don't tear gas us. We're not. I was watching yesterday morning. We're not your enemies. Don't tear gas us. And the next instant, maybe it's the tear gas canisters, because later at night, the spokesperson for the Nigerian police, Mr. Honde, said that there were no gunshots. But we heard pop, 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 right there on TV. And then it seems like they were tear gas, people started coughing, red eyes and all of that. Now, later at night, on a national TV, the police spokesperson, was being interviewed. And the anchor said, this, and this are the places that you said these people should not get to. When they were tear gas, they were at this particular area. They hadn't gotten to where
you said they shouldn't.
Yes. So why were they tear gas? And then he went on to say that, yes, they were on that road, but they were going to where we said. Let's start from there. The police is meant to provide security and safety for protesters.
No. That is in a normal country. You see protesters moving with the police. Not here in Nigeria. It's a lawless state.
Not really. I beg to differ because we've seen protests where police actually provided security.
Let me tell you something. Police will only provide security if it is pro-government protest. Thank God you mentioned pro-government protest this morning. And it's not their fault. If you look at the inception of police system in Nigeria, it was never wired to protect the people. It was created to protect the establishment in Nigeria. That is why police will never stand on the side of the people in Nigeria for anything, even if they too are involved, even if they too they are suffering.
Like the NSAS protest.
Yes, they will never. It is the British that did it that way. They created that's why they call Nigeria Police Force. What's the word that force? What is it doing in the Nigeria Police or something? Go and check out that police units across the world. Will you see the word force? They protect the establishment, and they have carried on with that mindset till today. So there's no way police or the military will ever protect Nigerians against the establishment. It's only on rare occasions in Africa, like we saw in Egypt. When Hussein Mubarak was in power, he gave order that the military should shoot Egyptians. When they came out to the street, the military said no. And that was what changed the trajectory today in Egypt. Egyptians began to see their armed forces as part of them. Do we see our armed forces as part of Nigerians? No. Do we see police as part of Nigerians? No, we don't. So it is something that brought that mindset. And we are still stuck with that mindset. So what we saw yesterday, the protest, I knew from the onset that nothing will happen. It is just for people to vent their anger and go home. The Nigerian system is not a system where authorities listen to the people. It doesn't happen. And thank God that we didn't record loss of lives.
Yeah. However, people were arrested.
Yes. No, definitely will be arrested. So we didn't record.
They arrested 13 people and said that they will be charged to court this morning. So
for what purpose?
Well, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
I believe in protest. I said it yesterday. I participated fully in protest when I was in Lagos, especially when it is done within the ambits of the law, where there's no damage to things, but you must come to the street because it's part of democracy. Why are we afraid?
Now, let me put something out there that you may not agree with.
Okay.
And that our listeners may not necessarily agree with, but it is what it is. I'm going to read, some parts of the Constitution as regards protests.
Okay.
Now, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, the part that we say that allows for protest is Section 39 subsection 1, which says this: every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference. Mm-hmm. That's where people say, so I have the freedom, of expression. I can go on the streets and protest. Now, there is no actual part of the Constitution that uses the word protest. Now, okay. Section 45, subsection 1 of the Constitution then says, nothing in Section 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41 of this Constitution shall invalidate any law that is reasonably justifiable in a democratic society, A, in the interest of defense, public safety, public order, public morality, or public health, or B, for the purpose of protecting the rights and freedom of other persons. Now, the police could also say that they were acting in the best interest Of the residents of Abuja.
Okay. Who wrote the Constitution?
Well, that's...
No, the people who wrote it are not supposed to write it.
But we are operating under the Constitution.
That is wrong. That's why the country is not working. Go and check what Olani Beku said. You don't amend what is evil, what is fraudulent. Who wrote the Constitution? The military. Are they wired to write Constitution for a country? No. Who wrote the Constitution? They say we, the people. They even lied. Did we write Constitution? We didn't. There was no time Nigerians came together to write Constitution. So that Constitution is fraudulent. It's a lie. So you wrote Constitution. Are you supposed to write Constitution for a country? And that is why we are still, we don't even know where we are going to. Where is the Constitution? Who wrote it? And you lied. We, the people of Nigeria. When did we write Constitution? Did we write Constitution?
But whether we like it or not.
We didn't write Constitution.
Whether we like it or not, we're currently operating under that Constitution.
It is bad. It is bad to operate it. That's why people, and this thing they're doing, Constitution, you know, every administration, Constitutional amendment, do you know that is euphemism for corruption? Because they spend a lot of money amending what, if you build a house that is about, the foundation is faulty, will you be amending it? What are you supposed to do? Break down the house and build a new structure. That's why people are asking the patriots at the inception of this administration. They went to the president and said, do something about our constitution. Let's have people's constitution. He said no. That is, his problem is not constitution. Our problem is there's no constitution that is perfect. But military is not mandated to write constitution for a country. That's where what you read just now is falsehood. Because they are not supposed to write constitution as for us. We're supposed to write it by ourselves. We Nigerians, and we say, look, there must be freedom of demonstration in Nigeria under democracy. They didn't put it there. That's what I'm saying. So it is faulty from beginning. So the military cannot write constitution for a country. And even as we have been operating it, because when they get to power, that's why people still blame Obasanjo till today for causing most of the problems we have in Nigeria today. When he came on power as the first civilian, he should have amended that. He should have called for a constitution to be written. People's constitution, that's what we should operate. Not the military, the constitution written for us by the military. What do they know about constitution? And look at all the lacuna in that constitution. Go and read it from the beginning to the end. You see all the rubbish they wrote, and we are still operating on it. Because it favors anybody that comes to power. That's why they can't tinker with it.
All right. Now, simultaneously, other cities across the southeast, including Onitsha, Enugu, Aba, and Owerri, witnessed total lockdowns. Markets, schools, and banks remained shut, and the residents observed a de facto sit at home. Don't forget that in the southeast, anyway, Mondays, ever since the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, Mondays have been sit at home. But now, let's talk about this. Let's move away from the protest. The major thing that the people who are protesting and the people who are pro Nnamdi Kanu have been shouting is that you cannot have someone in custody for 4 years and claim that you're still working on, his case. The phrase is justice delayed is justice denied. Now, some people have the opinion that, all of the people who protested, what they want is for Nnamdi Kanu to be freed, but others are saying that it's not about freeing Nnamdi Kanu. Finish this court case and let the judge rule. Do you think that this protest is about releasing Nnamdi Kanu, regardless of what? Because the case is in court, I don't want us to talk about the little details of it. So was this protest about releasing Nnamdi Kanu regardless of what has been done?
No.
Or just do the trial normally and let this thing end?
Look, you thank God you said justice delayed is justice denied. How many years has he been in detention? Look at what is going on in the north. Terrorists coming out, brandishing deadly weapons. Our security operatives taking selfies with them. In a country where you kept somebody in prison, in detention for how many years? And these ones have killed, murdered, raped. And you are granting, and you say they should be granted amnesty. In the same country. Look, Bola, when we say these things, I'm not saying, look, there was this man they arrested. Is it a leader of McBan? This headers something. They put him in detention, charged him for terrorism. What happened? Did he stay there up to a month? They released him. Our justice system should not be selective. That's what we are saying. If you keep somebody in prison, in detention, those ones that came out with sophisticated weapons, and we are taking selfies with government officials, what happens to them? Do they have two heads? That's what we are saying. That's why Nigeria is not working, because the law is not for everybody. That's what we are saying. If you put the American in detention of terrorism, those ones that came out with put them also into as in detention. Let them stay there. Then we know that there's a level playing field for everybody. What is good for the goose is also good for the gander. That's what we are saying. People that came out to protest, they are not protesting because they want Kanu to be released. It is just for the world to know that this man is still in detention. And how many pronouncements have set him free? The state still refused to release him. And we are releasing drug addicts. We are releasing murderers. We are releasing financial thieves into the society. The solid mineral as a minister, Dele Aleke, he said that he was receiving threat letters from those who are doing illegal mining, and the same illegal mining people that were arrested were released. What do you want that minister to still continue his work? People that EFCC has labored to take to court and obtain convictions, you release them. Do you want EFCC to still be working? What are we saying?
All right, thank you so much for that. I mean, as I said earlier, that case is still in court, so we don't want to dig deep into that.
That's why I didn't go deep.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. We'll move on quickly to political issues, but at 7 we'll take a short break to get some advertisements, and we'll be back. But let's start from this. The PDP National Secretary denied. Do I say allegedly? No, denied. Denied that he signed the letter that would enable them, have a convention. He said his signature was forged, and the PDP is coming out to say no. The NWC, that's the National Working Committee of PDP, say no. He was at the meetings. They showed the attendance register. This is his name. He signed this letter. The PDP National Convention that is set to hold in Oyo State is seriously under threat.
Let me tell you something, brother. You know why I'm laughing? These people are clowns. You understand? You signed, you didn't sign. It reminds me of a last song. You be thief, I no be thief. You be armor robber, I no be armor robber. Argument upon argument. You understand? They are not serious human beings. And these are people that we throw up as leaders. Forgery. You forge certificate. You forge signature. You forge everything. Everything forgery. How will a country march forward when you have people that have forged even their life at the helm of affairs? Look at what we are just saying. Ordinary, simple signing of a letter. You are accusing yourself of forgery. You forge a letter. You forge my signature. You forge. What will they not forge? But we are. You see, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly speaking, I'm among the frustrated Nigerians because we don't know how this country will continue to live this way. You wake up, you hear decent human beings can do decent things. What message are we sending to the youth? That's my own take here. What are we telling them? That anybody can be anything in government. Ordinary signing of something. They are forging. They are accusing themselves of forgery. Where are we going in this country? Honestly speaking, we have lost it all completely. And that's why I am still advocating that a time will come, we all Nigerians will sit down and say we are tired. Where do we go from here? God allows a U-turn in whatever you do in life. Nigeria needs a U-turn because this thing is not taking us anywhere. In fact, we're on the road to nowhere. No signboard, nothing. Where are we going to? Ordinary convention. They are already forging, what do they call it?
The allegations of forgery.
It's an allegation of forgery. We look at a simple thing like this thing. And you are, the same person will come and make policy for you. The same person will come and say, vote for me. Who are you voting for? You vote for somebody, ordinary signature, you forged it. What is it for? Where are we going?
Now, the National Working Committee of the PDP has dismissed allegations of signature forgery raised by its National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and they have called on the Nigeria Police, the Department of State Services, and other relevant agencies to investigate this matter. They insisted that Anyanwu personally signed the letter to the INEC announcing the party's forthcoming national convention in November in the presence of governors, NWC members, and other senior officials. The PDP National Publicity Secretary, speaking to journalists, that's Adebo Olugbagba, maintained that Anyanwu signed several official letters, including the one notifying INEC of the convention scheduled for November 15 and 16 in Ibadan or your state. The question that one would be asking is, well, if you said you did this, if you did this and you're coming out to say you didn't do this, you're obviously rubbing a stain on the party. Why not let you go? Right? Why not, let you go? But we'll take a short break now. When we come back from the break, we'll continue discussing these issues and we'll open the phone lines. So don't go anywhere. It's still Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Your preferred wholesome radio.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903-936-8185. Call Toby on 0803-509-3394.
Ayo on 0706 840-7359.
Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
It is time for you to move forward. There is a reason for which God put you where you are. You need to find it so that you can live a life of impact.
It's something new on Wells Radio 89.3 FM Ibadan.
Today is your day of freedom. Today is your day of deliverance.
It's Moving Forward with Pastor Sarah, a 15-minute teaching of God's Word by Pastor Sarah Omaku, Senior Pastor, Family Worship Center. The world is filled with bad news, fear, and anxiety. But God's timeless word brings good news of hope and victory.
If God says you can, you can. If God says you can move, you can move. If God says you will make it, you will make it. Nobody can stop you.
Join Pastor Sarah Omaku on Wells Radio 89.3 FM Ibadan and learn how to win in life using God's word every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Moving Forward with Pastor Sarah on the station. Don't miss it.
Oh yeah, if you like sports wella, make I reason you Sports Assembly on Top World Radio 89.3 FM. You won't hear latest gist, analysis wey get vibration.
Firmino excellent, Scott Mark everybody, Lisandro
He
Martinez.
don't drill them for that final.
Lisandro Martinez no play like saying just a come
All
back.
transfer rumors.
That one they play 2-1. Na last victory be for Xavi before he carry load comot for Barcelona.
Okay now, Monday to Friday 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. we go run una autori for sports matter, football, basketball, tennis, and even our local sports. If na EPL, e dey. Italian Serie A nko, e dey. Spanish La Liga, e dey. MPFL, no dull yourself. Even predictions wey dey enter, that one sef dey. Sports Assembly on World Radio 89.3 FM. Sports lovers, no shaking. Meet Sam Adeliri, una one and only Sadeliri, and the Sports IQ on top Sports Assembly on World Radio 89.3 FM, where sports matter, they share.
Na ọ bụ gịnị na-akpọtụ?
nwanne m biko were ọsọ were ije bịa nụrụ ihe m na-anụ n'oge ụwa ndị Igbo nke na-efete gị ntị ugbu a site na Wells Radio 89.3 FM kwa Tuesday ọbụla ọkụ elekere 3 nke ehihie wee ruo elekere 4.
Chukwuemeka Munachiso na-ahazi okwu n'oge ụwa ndị Igbo. Suba Igbo, bilie Igbo elu.
Every action shapes our future. Agriculture is everyone's business. Farmers, traders, consumers, and policymakers. Your choices matter. Remember that every action counts towards a thriving future. Join Daniel Ogunshola on Oro Agbe, the wealth of agriculture, every Tuesday by 1 p.m. on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Oro Agbe, every action matters.
tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ polówó ọjà yín lórí rédíò tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ máa ta wàràwàrà bọ́ mẹ́ta ṣe ń tà West Radio ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀ o àfẹ̀tiwà gbé tiyín lárugẹ owó owó ò ga jara lọ o come for your jingle and advertisement at West Radio 89.3 FM gbogbo lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ àti lájọ̀lájọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá àti kéékèèké ẹ̀yin ilé ìjọsìn pátápátá ẹ máa bọ̀ ẹ wá gbé wò ẹ jẹ́ wò ẹ jọ́ wò ẹ tọ́ wò jọ́ ẹ ó gbà kọ́ga ni mástà. kí lẹ tún dúró ṣe náà. ẹ má ṣe tàbí ṣùgbọ́n o. ẹ máa bọ̀ wá sílé iṣẹ́ wa. gbàǹgbà la wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì. ilé funfun pẹ̀lú àwọ̀ búlù. West Broadcasting House ní Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn Ọ̀yọ́ State Nàìjíríà. ẹ̀lú 07066165053 tàbí 08035093394 West Radio 89.3 FM ọlọ́run gbọ́ gbogbo ń tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ojú kan ló wà.
ṣùgbọ́n ó ti tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta tá a ti ń fọrẹ́rẹ́ ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ méjì lórí ọ̀gbìn èso kùkúmbà eléyìí tí iléeṣẹ́ West Radio 89.3 FM pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Olatfarm ń gbé kalẹ̀ fún àǹfààní àwọn ènìyàn léyìí tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti lọ sínú iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tí ò yé wọn àti gbogbo àwọn tó tún wá ọ̀nà míì tí owó yóò fi máa wọlé fún wọn. nínú eléyìí tó ti kọ́ wa nípa gbogbo àwọn àpàdé àti àlùdé tó wà nídìí ọ̀gbìn kùkúmbà nítorí pé kùkúmbà jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára èso pàtàkì lélẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé àti àsìkò gbígbìn àti àsìkò ìkórè rẹ̀ ìpẹ́ rárá láti fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn láǹfààní láti kópa nínú ètò yìí iléeṣẹ́ West Radio pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ Olatfarm ti wá gbìyànjú láti fi ọjọ́ díẹ̀ kún àsìkò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ fún ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́jọ́ méjì náà ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà ló ti wá di sísún sí ọjọ́ 24 àti ọjọ́ 25 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2025 ìyẹn Friday àti Saturday October 24 and 25 2025 láti fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn láǹfààní láti kópa nínú ètò náà lára àǹfààní tẹ́ jẹ ó ní fífúnni níwèé orí ẹ̀rọ ọ̀fẹ́ láti tọ́ni sọ́nà bákan náà láǹfààní láti ṣe àyẹ̀wò sóko yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀kọ́ tíọ́rì tó bá kọ́ yín $30,000 30,000 lówó ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ inú ọgbà iléeṣẹ́ West Radio 89.3 FM gangan lẹ́yìn tó wà lópòpónà Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn lẹ́tọ̀ yóò ti wáyé tẹ́ ẹ bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti kópa nínú ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí tẹ́yìn náà fẹ́ kúrò nípò kòsíkòsí àti àìníṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ fi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ I am interested in cucumber training ẹ fi ṣọwọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tàbí sójú òpó WhatsApp 08138642544 08138642544 tàbí 0803-509-3394 0803-509-3394 ẹ rántí wípé ìgbìyànjú nǹkan tuntun ló ń jẹ́ kí àwọn olówó máa lówó sí i àìlè ìgbìyànjú nǹkan tuntun pẹ̀lú ìbẹ̀rù láti pàdánù ló mú ni wà nípò ẹ̀yìn.
.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, studio time check says it's 8 minutes past 7 a.m. You're welcome back. It's Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of your state. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House, located along Aláàfin Avenue, Olúyọ̀lé State, Ìbàdàn. You're welcome once again on Perspectives Unlimited this morning. We're taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. The phone lines are officially open now. You can be a part of the conversation this morning by calling us 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4 893 and 0911-3333-893. I'll take the numbers again. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893 and 0911-3333-893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. All right, let's continue what we're talking about, which was the PDP National Convention, which is supposed to hold in November. Now that the National Secretary, Samuel Anyanwu, has said that his signature was forged, is this going to disrupt? Does this mean that pending the time that they find out whether the signature was forged or not, is this going to leave a dent? Does this mean that they may not hold the National Convention?
But when you talk of dent, do they care about dent? They don't care about dent.
But does this affect the holding of the National Convention?
Whether they hold National Convention or they hold National Convention, everybody knows that PDP is a dying horse. It's the last kick of a dying horse. Nobody reckons with PDP anymore. You understand? And because what is eating kola nut is inside kola nut. They know that their problem is the problem they created by themselves. The problem, the fifth columnist in PDP are the ones destroying PDP. Is a party that has...
What do you mean by the fifth columnist?
A lot of people inside PDP are not for PDP. And they know. So they left them. So it is not as if... and the reason why people are not even... why they are doing what they are doing is that... Do we have political parties in Nigeria? We don't have. That's why people can defect from party A in the morning to another party in the evening. Because there's no ideology. Nothing is tying you down to a party. All you after is they are following bread and butter. If the thing has finished, they move to another place. And that is what is undermining our democracy. Can we still continue to say that Nigeria, that we're practicing nascent? Is it still nascent after how many years? We don't have Democrats. We don't have Democrats. When true Democrats come, they understand how to run a party system. Every party must have a belief, ethos, something we believe in. This is what we believe in. What all the parties in Nigeria today, didn't you hear the court in Canada, how they designated the APC and PDP as terrorist organizations? You had it now. Because they are not parties. A party that has no ideology, it doesn't stand for anything, and we keep hearing that when a man does not stand for anything, he can fall for anything. So they can't. They are all businessmen, buying and selling Nigeria. That's all. That's why I will not belong to any of these parties. Never. And my decision is that had it been we have an opening for independent candidacy, it would have been better. You understand? At least you look at the person that you want to give your vote to.
But do you think that will solve the issue? Independent candidates?
No, I'm not saying it. If we organize ourselves very well, it will. We still have good men and good women in this country. But they can't.
Do they have the money required?
No,
we know that elections in a way is about money in Nigeria.
Because that is why it is criminally monetized, so that these good men and women will not join. They know what they are doing now. That is why it is. Look at
if they know what they're doing, what do we then do?
What we do is, as a people, is that we have lost our voice. We have been abrogated. We are not involved in this thing that is going on. Are we involved?
How do we get involved? How do we get our voices back?
We get our voices back by restructuring the system entirely. Entirely. Where the people, the country will belong to the people, not to the rulers. That's what I'm saying. When you hear for electoral reform, why are they delaying in bringing about a holistic electoral reform that will give power to the people? So that the people will decide this, and we need political education. We need it. So that people will know actually their rights. Do we know our rights in Nigeria? Do we even have any rights in Nigeria? We don't have. The right we appear to have in Nigeria is the right to suffer. Which other right do we have? We don't have.
We have rights as enshrined
which
in the
right
Constitution.
do you have? No, which right is enshrined in the Constitution that you can tell me the right?
Right of expression. And so many other rights.
Expression that they ask you what is your name. My name is Bola. Is expression. Can you say the truth? Can you say the truth the way it should be said? This country needs rejigging. We can't continue on this trajectory and believe that a country will emerge. It will not. Because these people are taking advantage of our collective ignorance and silence. I remember when why evil thrive is when good men keep quiet. When you keep quiet, evil will thrive. Because they believe that there's nothing they can do. There's no red line our leaders will not cross in Nigeria because they feel that they are in power. But power belongs to the people.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is George. I'm calling from Ologwe.
You're welcome, Mr. George. Please go ahead.
You ask the question whether can they continue with the commitment. The man they are considering his signature, where is he? Is he still in PDP? He said everything has been turned upside down. And they are taking us for anything. The man is no more in PDP. Why are they considering his signature, whether it's forged or not forged? And I'm so happy with the type of response that Chukwemeka did, citing the last music, if the thief or not the thief. Is this where we
Hello? Hello?
It's very bad. Chukwemeka,
sir.
There's a song by the Paolo Monye. We don't know who we are. We don't know who are.
Oh, the line is very poor, Mr. George. Please do call us back. That's an interesting conversation. What song was that?
What it means is that, do you know who is who? I don't know who is who. It's an Igbo song. By Oriental Brothers. So only God knows who is who.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ahmed. I am calling from Akko.
You're welcome, Mr. Ahmed. Please go ahead.
In fact, if you look at what is happening in PDP, we have to refer to...
Sir, can you turn down the volume of your radio sets? We are hearing, echo feedback.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you still hearing?
Yes, sir. Or you can move away from your radio set.
I've moved away from there.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's better. Please go ahead.
You see, on the issue of PDP, everybody is looking for recognition. And in the process of that, they lost a lot of. You see, that's why the struggle of man started from. One has to be careful because our attitude, most of the time, will let people to know exactly who we are. This is the same PDP where everybody rushed to in almost about 3-4 administrations that went in. This is the same PDP. People are running away from it now. I am telling you, they are still running back. They will run back to the same PDP. They were going there because if you cannot change things, you have to join teams. If not, you will become a loser. So they were saying that APC is the ruling party now. And everybody is crossing down there. If you cross, you have no problem with it. EFCC, another thing has been. Look at what's happening in Kogi. So that is why everybody wants to move to APC and leave PDP or other parties. Forget that. The same APC is going to have the same problem PDP is having now. Because if the structure of that party is not being controlled or cannot be controlled by those people who wish to control it, that time you see that everybody will start moving back. Because they see that place cannot accommodate them. But now what they were doing is that we cannot change it. Let us kill it together. If not, where will you start? So I'm sorry to say, you see, we've lost a lot of it. We've lost a lot of it. Look at the issue of Kano. It is good to protest. But actually, let's think very well. Did Kano commit offense? You as a journalist analyzing a lot of it. Did he commit offense?
That's left for the courts to decide.
Okay. So despite adopting him from Kenya, did he commit offense despite that action of his arrest?
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, sir. The phone lines are open 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. Away from the PDP, while we expect your calls to come in, the NLC, that's the Nigeria Labour Congress, ASU as well, have united in the move to fight for lasting solution to the incessant instability in academic calendar of universities in Nigeria. So let's not forget that ASU is on strike and our children are still at home. The NLC has issued a 4-week ultimatum to the government to conclude negotiations with all academic and non-academic unions in higher institutions of learning. The NLC on Monday met with the leadership of ASU, SANU, KOEASU, ASUP, SANUP, amongst others, over the ongoing strike in universities and other concerns raised by workers in tertiary institutions nationwide. So they're saying that they're giving the government, okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, the radio woman.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Chukwemeka. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Good morning, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. This is Winga Mary calling from Apata.
You're welcome, Mr.
Before I delve into my own concern this morning, I want to sincerely appreciate West Radio for what they have done. Because I once came to the studio to talk about the road that leads from Apata down to Omi. That is a portion of the road that is very, very bad there. We came to the West Radio and we made an appeal. I was going to work yesterday. The road was fixed, partially fixed, at least 80%. We were able to drive smoothly on that particular road. So I want to say thank you Radio for all you do for the massive people of Oyo State. God bless you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
And
so
on the issue of Nambikanu, I think the police that shot this tear gas at the protester yesterday, they have done what is wrong. Because in Shibori and the team, they are unarmed. And that protest, as I watched online, was a peaceful one. So why the need for tear gassing peaceful protesters? It is not done. It is not done. And the thing is this: the police officers that they fired those tear gas yesterday, very soon they will be out of work because maybe when they retire, and by then when the government refuses to pay their pension, they will be the same people that will come on board to protest. And if serving police officer by then, we also tear gas them because what goes around comes around. And secondly, I think Showore should not only fight for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We have some innocent individuals that are pulling up their heads in prisons across Nigeria. They have no lawyers, they have no family, they have no one who is speaking for them. I would have wished and loved it that Showore could go for those set of people, set of Nigerians. By then, I personally will know that Showore is a martyr. I'm telling you, you should not fight for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu alone. Some people have been fighting for him, and they are not able to secure his release. Let Showore take his free Nnamdi Kanu to, as well as free innocent Nigerians that are pulling off their heads in Nigerian prisons. And lastly, before we drop, we learned that the EFCC, they recovered over 500 billion naira and convicted 7,000 Nigerians. And the question I want to ask Mr. Chukwemeka, that 500 billion naira that EFCC was able to reach, I want to ask, has that 500 billion naira, does it have an effect in the economy? Are we seeing the impact of the 500 billion naira in the economy? God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Murray, for your contributions this morning. All right, the phone lines are open 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. ASU is still on strike. Our analyst, ASU is still on strike. What do you think is going to come of this? Because the conversations were so hot starting from Sunday when ASU said, you know what, we're actually going to go on this warning strike. And now it seems that everything has cooled off again. We're not hearing anything again. And the warning strike will soon end. It's
not only ASU. National Association of Resident Doctors are also going to go on strike.
Yeah, that's true, because they also said they only came back to work because they started having discussions and made little concessions.
Look, government, you see, Bola, where there is no transparency in governance, you can't say the truth. You are dealing with groups, you are dealing with people. You understand? Now, And we have had this thing repeatedly that once we remove oil subsidy, we have a lot of money on our hands. What are we doing with the money that has accrued to us as a nation from oil subsidy?
Is it that we don't have money? We've been hearing about increased FAAC allocations to all the states.
Wait, Bola, we are raking in billions and trillions. Where is it going to? That's the question. Are these things not the critical infrastructure we should fix? Because they keep telling us critical infrastructure all the time. Critical infrastructure are human beings. You cannot continue to withhold funds from people that will make the society a safe place. Where is the money? And yes, we are still borrowing. You say we are not borrowing again. Yes, we are borrowing. We have removed oil subsidy. Money has come in. What are we using the money for? Institutions are going on strike. What is ASU asking for? Go back to 2009 agreement. If government should look at it again, if there are certain areas we cannot meet up with the obligation, tell them. They are asking of funding. The universities that we have not funded them. We are giving as a licenses for more universities to be established because it has become is like a sharing cake and candy as among children. From political patronage, you give as a licenses. The universities we have very soon now we begin to have one-room university in Nigeria, two-bedroom university in Nigeria. Because the ones we multiply everything, at the end of the day, we are not funding the existing ones. Look at our universities. I don't have a brother or a relation that is a lecturer, but they are going through hell. Look at research as a funding. There's no country that knows its onions that will not rely on research. Where is research in Nigeria? Nothing is going on. That's why you go to research institutes. All you hear is doctor this, doctor that, doctor that. They will stay there to accumulate more degrees because there's nothing for them to do. Even when they ask for research funding, nothing is given to them. And there's no reasonable country that will ever emerge as a power without research. What we are doing here is that we are consuming. We consume what other people have researched in their countries. They send it down to us here. And you say we are growing economy. You can't grow economy without production. I'm not an economist, but I know that if you're not producing anything, you're only consuming, you are enriching the economy of other nations.
All right, thank you so much, Chukwemeka. We still have a couple of minutes on the show. Now, the ADC has said that the government needs to, take a look to address Nigerians on the alleged coup plot. Now, that's coming from the African Democratic Congress, cautioning the federal government against using the reports of an alleged coup plot as a pretext to clamp down on opposition leaders or subject dissenting voices to unlawful surveillance. This was in a letter signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi. The party says it views any threat to Nigeria's democratic order with the utmost seriousness. It also said that it has been following closely reports linking some arrested military officers to a purported coup plot and subsequent media claims that a former southern governor is being investigated for allegedly funding the suspects. So they're basically saying that the government shouldn't use this as...
Let me tell you something, Bola. When the news, I didn't believe in it. There's nothing that cannot be employed in order to muzzle opposition. Honestly speaking, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing that cannot be engaged with. So if you say there is a coup plot, let us know whether there's a coup plot. You remember the phantom coup?
But the DHQ keeps saying that there's no coup plot.
So why are they flying the kite? There is a coup plot. Remember the year Anko? They came out and said that there's something like this happened and nothing was happening. Look, we should not use anything to make to gag people. All in the name that there was a coup plot. I didn't believe that story. I don't believe in coup plotting. I stand against it. I've spoken repeatedly against it. The worst of civilian administration is still better than the military rule. Somebody attack me and say, what is going on in Burkina Faso? What do I have to say?
All right. As we gradually wrap up the show this morning, there's this headline that has made the rounds. Let's end on a light note. Kano court orders TikTok duo to marry over indecent video. I don't think we can fit in this call. A magistrate court has ordered two popular TikTok content creators, Idris May Wushiria and Basira Yarguda, to formalize their relationship through marriage within 60 days. So apparently, this directive is because there were a series of viral videos in which the duo were seen engaging in romantic displays considered indecent by the Kano State Films and Video Censorship Board. They say that because of this, the magistrate said that they need to conduct the marriage within the stipulated period or else face contempt of court.
As whether they like it or not. But I won't dignify such stories with a comment. Because it's not adding
is that the solution?
It's not adding anything to the problem of Nigeria. It's not. Please.
All right, that's how we wrap up Perspectives Unlimited this morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Chukwemeka.
Thank you for having me.
A big thank you to everyone who called. We appreciate your calls. And don't forget that, we still have more programs lined up for your listening pleasure. Coming up right after this is AM Sports with Sir Deliri. He'll be bringing you the latest stories in the world of sports. So don't go anywhere. Please stay tuned. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola, telling you to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.